How's it going, YouTube? Today I'm gonna do a little video and show you a little bit about the Blue Beast here. Get you guys going, show you some tips and tricks. I see some people are kind of stumbling with some challenges. No biggie, it all happens, you know. There's really no exact science to it. You know, really, you know, I'd say trial and error, but there is a science to it. You know, there's a math basically. So I guess the biggest thing is bump steer. You know, a lot of people get into the situation where they want to do front suspension with control arms, right? And they do it, and then they don't realize that every time they hit a bump, their tires turn either in or out, you know, one way or the other. So I'm gonna tell you how I solved that today with mine, and it works perfect. So basically here we have, you know, here upper and lower control arm, right? The sun isn't doing me much justice. I can't see my own camera. So basically, yeah. So what a lot of people are running into is when, you know, they hit a bump, the tires want to turn. But that's not what you want, right? So what I did is, if you take the very same angle of this point right here, right, and the distance to that point right there, whatever your steering shaft or however you do it, basically they have to swivel. Your arms, basically your tie rod arms, have to be the same length from the distance of this point to the distance of this point to match the radius of your control arms. If you don't match the radius of your control arms, you basically, your tires are gonna go wherever they want to go. So how I solved that is took the shocks off and leveled my control arms, right? You know, made them dead straight. And then what I did is, coming down, I did basically like a push-pull system. It's not my proudest moment, but when you turn the wheel, which I'm kind of by myself, so bear with me, but when you turn the wheel, see, it pushes and pulls this rod that I have system kind of set up right there. It's dark, it's kind of hard to tell, and it's nasty, covered in mud. We were out mudding the other day. So even with the wheels turned, right, say I turn them, okay, wheels are turned, not all the way, of course, you know, I mean, but they're turned, right? So when I hit a bump, see, the wheels don't want to go in, they just stay right where I got them on both sides. See, they just stay. So that's what it is you have to match that radius, because see, the distance of here and there needs to be the same distance of here and here. It's your swing ratio, or your radius. You have to match that. If you don't, you're gonna end up in problems. Now, I went like super complicated on mine, but that's the idea. So like, if you got a rack and pinion steering, you'd want to cut it down to where the inner, basically the inner ball joint or inner rotation point is the same radius as your whole suspension's arm. So that's the key to that. Now, basically when you do that, I mean, I don't have any camber or caster. These are full off-road, so it helps to not dig in like that. I noticed it just burns up a lot of bearings. So I have my wheels exactly 45. I think I leaned them forward about, I don't know, 9 degrees, my kingpins, but other than that, pretty much, you know, it's like I said, I mean, it's trial and error. That's what you got to do, though. That's the solution, is you have to match your radius of your swing, you know, all the way out to the point of your outer tie rod. You know, where that meets, it has to still match the radius. If you look dead at it, you see how the angle's the same? My angle's the same from my rods to my control arm. That's what you gotta do. Alright. I gotta go do something real quick, and then I'll post another video here in a little bit of how I put power to the ground. Bye.